Know your face today? Wait. Who's with you? Hi, Ariana. Nice to see you. Welcome. All right. And anyway, I wanted to extend my gratitude and thanks for the beautiful service and ceremony last week that we had, and let you know that we have placed the book, the guest book, out here. So those of you who weren't here, I didn't get a chance to write in my installation book. It's out in the hallway on a little table. So thank you for that. And if you have stones to put in the basket, we'll make sure the basket gets put out as well. All right. So let us come together and say our unit first principle. There is one presence and one power in the universe. Five. Good. All right, our service leader today is Kara Boston, and she will lead us now in our daily word.
Good morning again. All right, so today's daily word is about togetherness. So, joining with others to work makes the job easier. Joining together for fun multiplies the enjoyment. The camaraderie, cooperation, and support of togetherness give me a boost and brighten my mood. The indwelling Christ presence is alive in all people everywhere. When I work, play, or pray with others, something greater than the sum of our individual efforts and insights results. The divine love that binds us multiples as we recognize it in one another and give it fuller expression in ourselves. Work becomes more productive, play more enjoyable, and prayer more fulfilling. Together, we produce more good work and feel more joy and happiness than any of us could accomplish on our own. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there among them. Matthew 18:20. We'll say today's mantra together 3 times. The presence of God unites us. We work, play, and pray together. The presence of God unites us as we work, play, and pray together. One more time. The presence of God unites us as we work, play, and pray together. And so it is.
Please join us as we sing Use Me.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you and hear all of thine as you show me all that I must do.
Feel free to stand as you feel led.
I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars, or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine in His light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you and hear all about as you show me all that I must do.
Command my hands.
Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new, and God needs us to shine.
Yes, thank you.
Let's take this moment to go inside, be present where we are, and ask for whatever needs to be shown to us, be shown to us in this next hour or in the replay when we watch it again online. May we take what is shown to us and let it transform our lives so that we can be part of transforming the world. And so it is. And now we will do a prayer together, which is our Metro Richmond prayer. We pray for public, nonprofit, and religious social service work and ministries in metropolitan Richmond, for all in need of mental health services, all mental health workers, counselors, and treatment facilities. Beautiful. All right, now we have some opportunities because Unity of Richmond is just not on Sundays or Wednesdays for the meditations. So we have fireside chats. Those are both in person and Zoom. We've already had our first one. It was amazing. And so we invite you to join us with for the others. The exact calendaring of the topics is in flux a little bit, so we'll get that out to you if you're interested. But you can come experience the wisdom of your fellow congregants as you share your own wisdom. So a lot of giving and receiving. Inspirations Choir, yay! So they started last week and had a great turnout, but you can still join us. So please come out and add your voice to make it even better, right? Just like we talked about. So it's on Thursdays at 7 p.m. right here at Unity of Richmond. I've been watching college football. There is a break for Thanksgiving on November 23rd. So please note that and come join us on Thursdays. So Financial Fitness Fair is on October 28th. It's a Saturday, so you can be here Saturday for that and then come back on Sunday. It's 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lunch is provided, and you will just dive deeper into the topic of preparing for uncertain times in your future and how to use your assets and prepare for those uncertainties of life after work. Is there such a thing? Aren't we always working? But anyway, you can live well by joining us in that Financial Fitness Fair. So that next Sunday after that is our trick-or-treat celebration, and you can come in your costume. So let's not be scary, though. We do have children in the house, so no scary scaries. And we'll let you, I know Ronnie was going to say something. So anyway, if you have questions about whether or not it'll be scary, let us know, and we can help you discern what is best for that. So yeah, it'll be fun to just play and not be who your maybe present self is, and have a little fun. So that is all the opportunities for today, and now we will hear some beautiful music.
Sorry, I just thought of an opportunity that we haven't talked about. I wanted to draw your attention to the fact that we are having a yoga meditation retreat here at the end of the month, the beginning of November, but you can sign up. There's some flyers out there. The Swami is coming from the ashram, and it's Saturday. Saturday is at the 4th of November, so just reminding you that there's an opportunity to dive deep into your sacred self by partaking of that.
Thank you. Ronnie, you can come as you are on the 29th. You're scary enough. With that said, I am already enough, and you are already enough. So let this song be our anthem today. I was searching, I was looking for meaning. I was wandering and desperately trying only to see I have nothing missing. Who said I have to find who I am? Who said that I am lost to begin with? I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. Each morning when I wake up, I'm grateful for the beauty around me. Life is a gift, I wanna enjoy it. Always proving my worth only destroys it. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. My motivation can't be validation. I'd always be starving for more affection, the wrong attention, only to feel I am nothing. Who said I have to find who I am? Who said that I am lost to begin with? I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. Each morning when I wake up, I'm grateful for the beauty around me. Life is a gift, I wanna enjoy it. Always proving my worth only destroys it. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. I have nothing to find and everything to feel. Only I can define what is meaningful to me. Even will I be feeling so breakable, I tell myself I believe I am valuable. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. Each morning when I wake up, I'm grateful for the beauty around me. Life is a gift, I wanna enjoy it. Always proving my worth only destroys it. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. Each morning when I wake up, I'm grateful for the beauty around me. Life is a gift, I wanna enjoy it. Always proving my worth only destroys it. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me. I am already enough. Everything I need is within me.
Heather Oram, thank you. A message we all need to embrace and internalize. Thank you. Yes. Well, I received this lovely gift of how to be mindful last week, and I thought I would share a couple of tidbits before we get started today. And I like this one. It says, the most important thing about being mindful is remembering to be mindful. Perfect, right? Remembering to be mindful. Make more memories. Here's another one. Make more memories. Don't take things for granted. Everyday moments, when experienced fully, can become lifelong memories. From savoring the first freshly picked strawberries of the season, or the blackbird's song outside your window, to holding a newborn child. I love this. You can just open a book, to a meaningful reminder. Here's one. by being happy in this moment, you are creating more happiness. All right, so today's topic is lessons in truth, because in the next couple of weeks, I'm syncing our Sunday messages with our Wednesday night fireside chat topics. And the Lessons in Truth is a book by Emily Cady, or H. Emily Cady. It is a Unity staple. It's a classic Unity book, which is timeless in its delivery of truth principles. Emily Cady was a homeopathic physician who wrote 12 lessons of practical Christianity in 1896. Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, co-founders of Unity, sought to publish her work, which is now in this book, Lessons in Truth, How I Use Truth, and a couple of others. Lessons in Truth is basically a guide to personal transformation. Now, let me remind you, personal transformation comes from doing, our work inside. There's no book that can give you transformation, but it can give us guidelines for the process of transformation. That's what Lessons in Truth does. It was one of the first classes I took when I came to Unity. It is something that a lot of people remember as, when they first came, a book that was very practical in its delivery of our Unity teaching. The book itself comes in 12 lessons, which is 12 chapters, and you can see that on the slide. There are 12 lessons, 12 chapters. Liberty or bondage, statement of being, a chapter on thinking, on denials, affirmations, of faith, of personality and individuality. I'm going to explain that a little bit today as well. Spiritual understanding, calls it the secret place of the Most High, and finding the secret place, that's prayer and meditation. And then unity of the Spirit. There isn't any way that in one, Sunday lesson or message that I can, give you all a book, but there are some key points that I wanted to share with you today. There's so much wisdom that we can glean, but we have to look, when you read this book, to get beyond the patriarchal language, because remember, it was written in 1896 when it was compiled. Now, putting there, as I said, came later when the Fillmores were introduced to her. Now, Emily Cady, Charles Myrtle Fillmore, Ernest Holmes, Melinda Kramer of Divine Science, they were all students of Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was an American spiritual teacher and leader. She was involved in organizing the New Thought movement. She was a theologian, a writer, a teacher, a feminist, a healer, and she taught and ordained hundreds of people, including the people I just mentioned, and notably many women, because this was time, and even Emily Cady, to be a physician as a woman was not very much. Okay. So what we need to do is start finding truth. There's a lot of what we call truth, or personal truth, which is really our perceptions, our opinions, what we and believe and feel. And that's really, personal truth is more our worldview, how we come to understand life based on our experiences, our personal perspective. And rarely is that aligned with universal truth. The capital T truth, unchanging principle. So our definition in The Revealing Word by Charles Fillmore is about absolute truth is that which accords with God as divine principle, that which is, which has been, and ever will be, what eternally is. I can tell the mic's kind of going now. The truth is reality. Truth consciousness expands. What seems to is but the unveiling of what was already been, kind of like a song. The basic principle of truth is that the mind of each individual justly unified with divine mind through the indwelling Christ. What Charles Fillmore is describing here is our process of awakening, of turning from our sense consciousness or our outside in consciousness to the inside out, from spirit to our humanity. Now the Hindu have a word they call Atman, which is the real, capital R, that innermost essence of who we are. Buddhism, it is the light, the only refuge. In Christianity, it's that universal Christ, the oneness, duality, the that Jesus taught. So Lessons in Truth speaks about this process of waking up. Turn to that spirit, that inner spirit of God within, giving us life, understanding, showing us how to connect with that unity of spirit. The way to correct the mic going in and out is to just go with this mic up here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, great. In the first chapter of this Lessons in Truth is liberty or bondage, which. And in the chapter, she talks about the cause of our suffering is to believe that we are powerless and to be focused on the human condition. She describes that as being in bondage to the flesh. You know, you could say being in bondage to the world, of the appearances of lack and limitation. She compares it to the story in the Hebrew scripture of the Israelites wandering for 40 years in the wilderness. She said this, quote, "The history of the coming of the children of Israel out of their long bondage in Egypt is descriptive of the human mind or consciousness growing up out of the animal or sense part of man and into the spiritual part," unquote. Now, when human consciousness surrenders, like in the song Use Me, to God consciousness, then we free ourselves up. That Spirit of God in us wants us to be free, to live successful, happy, fulfilled, generous, and loving lives. It wants us to use everything that we experience in this human condition for good. So whatever is going on, turn it into good, to bring more love and peace, to shed light onto or into the darkness. In chapter 2, she talks about the who and the what God is, and the who and the what you are as a human being. She says, well, this is my paraphrase, God is not omniscient, omnipresent, and omnipotent, but God is all-knowing, all-power, and present everywhere. So there's lists in the chapters with different numbers of points. In point number 5, she says, God is not a being or person having life, intelligence, love, or power. God is that invisible, intangible, but very real something that we call life. God is perfect love and infinite power. God is the total of all of these, the total of all good, whether manifested or unexpressed. The next point I'd like to bring out was point number 8 in that chapter. She says, God is love. We cannot see love or grasp any comprehension of what love is, except as love is clothed in a form. All the love in the universe is God. She also said, human beings, or man, is the last and highest manifestation of divine energy, the fullest and most complete expression of God, or pressing out, she says. To man, therefore, is given dominion over all other manifestations. So, how does that land with you, or how did it land with you when you first heard that concept? That you are a manifestation of this divine energy in its highest form? And if so, there's some accountability for us to wake up and to take care of each other and to take care of the planet and the animals and every living thing on the earth. Now, when divine energy flows, it comes through you and I to whoever is open and receptive to delivering this love, this power, this life, this wisdom, and to delivering our spiritual gifts in what we're called to do. See, early in Unity's history, there was, it started out as a prayer ministry because Myrtle Fillmore had an experience of healing, from a lifelong sentence of you're going to die young. You have this disease that's going to cause you to not live very long. Anyway, she learned these principles. She applied them and took them into meditation and into prayer and connected with that inner spirit. So Emily Cady also had written a tract earlier than this Lesson in Truth series, and she called it Finding the Christ in Ourselves. Now, I want to actually give you just a shout out to truthunity.net, which is a very, very good resource for any of these historical writings and teachings that are in the public domain, lessons. There are recordings from some of the earliest Unity people. There are, and even the voice of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore and stuff like that. But anyway, Emily Cady had sent this as an unsolicited tract because not only was Unity a prayer ministry, but also was in publishing these teachings. That was Charles's side of things. So in this, because I did read a little bit of it, she says she says we have our two regions of being. One is the human or mortal part, and the other is the divine. And she said, quote, there was the fleshly mortal part, which was Jesus, the Son of Man. Then there was the central living real part, which was Spirit, the Son of God. That was the Christ, the Anointed. So each one of us has two regions of being. One, the fleshly mortal part, which is always feeling its weakness and insufficiency in all things, and always saying, I can't. And then at the very corner, or the center of our being, there is always this something which in our highest moments knows itself more than conqueror over all things. It says, I can and I will. It is the Christ child, the Son of God, the anointed in us. Now, for some of us, this may have been a hard pill to swallow from what we were taught in our former religions. And for some of you, it still may be a little bit difficult to speak. It speaks to the concept of original blessing rather than original sin. Now, I know it was shocking for me with my background when I first heard it. Lots of religions today say it's sacrilege, For those of you who have been here a while, think about a time in your life when this was new to you, when you didn't know that you were both divine and human, like Jesus. We wouldn't dare, I wouldn't dare, in my upbringing, compare myself to Jesus. Or perhaps you still aren't sure. That concept of unity with God may not be comfortable at first because we believe in that outer reality as the real. Now back to what Emily Cady had said, that belief that we are subject to this outer reality is the cause of our suffering. Of Course in Miracles calls it duality, the world of illusion. Now as we awaken, we begin to see the folly of living from the outside in, and we begin to turn ourselves inside out, to focus on the inside. No matter what your religion, It is the truth teachings that liberate us. When we take them to heart, when we get from the second hand being told about them to having that heart experience by turning within and focusing on that to inform ourselves of our eternal beingness, that indwelling spirit. There were two regions of religion, or two religions, if you will, about Jesus. There's the religion created by man about the teachings of Jesus as interpreted by man, and then there are those perennial truth teachings, the oneness that he taught. The kingdom of heaven is within. You are the light of the world. I and the Father are one. Now, to know firsthand, we have to do that interpersonal work. We have to pause. We have to stop trying to do so much and start being, going into our being. Do less, be more. Yeah. She calls that the secret place of the Most High, or prayer, as we call it in Unity. Secret place of the Most High, and the unity of spirit. That's where we find our unity with spirit. Now, there are practices and tools for transformation in this book that she talks about, and those are, utilizing our faith, putting our faith in the spiritual, in the inside, the internal, rather than on the external. And then there are, working with our mind, working with our thoughts by, the whole chapter on denials, which is not psychological denial, it is actually a denial in Unity's sense, is withdrawing our consent for a negative thought or belief to have power over us. And an affirmation is affirming the truth statement. That truth statement, I am light, I am love, I am that I am. I am enough, just as I am. She also refers to two terms that in Unity classes we learn about. It's called, there's a personality part of us and the individuality. Those are those two regions of being in that first tract that she wrote. The personality is our external part, our human part, the part of you that may show up as agreeable or disagreeable, likable or unlikable. The individuality, though, is the real you, your essence, that internal part that never changes. It's our individuality is that unique way in which we shine our light in the world, in which we express our love in the world. Now, in this process of transformation, it doesn't just, hear a new thought, you like, okay, I've got it, it's over. No. There is this thing that she calls chemicalization that she talks about in this chapter, because she's a scientist and a medical doctor. So when we have old beliefs and thoughts and we hear something new that's more expansive, we've got two conflicting thoughts and beliefs here, and that creates a cognitive dissonance within us. She likens it to science, a chemical reaction. Think of it, when you put baking soda and vinegar together, you know what happens. Just as it says in the New Testament, you can't put new wine in old wineskins. It is literally true. That's what happens, that chemical reaction, the new wine going into the old fermented, whatever, dirty wineskins. That's where that statement came from. So just like that, our consciousness is the same. Putting new ideas when we haven't released the old or let go of those old beliefs, it causes us a lot of shakedown. So as we grow and transform, but that's a good thing. So look at it as a good thing. Oh, here I grow again. So we have to create a new container, which means that we have to have a change of mind or a change of heart. We work with our mind, though. We love how our mind works. Embrace it. Work with it. Start spending more time in that pause between the inhale and the exhale. So we can live in the world without being in the world. So we can, again, take that time, more time in the stillness of being instead of all the doing that we have going on. She compares humanity and God to a spring where the source is pouring forth pure water. And then when you get to the outer edges of the spring, there's like scum on top. She said this, "In him we live, move, and have our being. At the circumference where stagnation has taken place, which is man's body," she said, "there is not much that looks godlike in any way. We get our eyes fixed on circumference or external of our being. We lose consciousness of the indwelling, ever active, unchanging God at the center. And we see ourselves sick, weak, and in every way miserable. It is not until we learn to live at the center and to know that we have that power within to radiate from the center this unceasing, abundant life, that we are all well and strong and powerful." I'm going to repeat that last part. It's not until we learn to live at the center and to know that we have the power to radiate from that center in the unceasing, abundant life, that we are well and strong and powerful. So here's our affirmation. I am well and strong and powerful. I am well and strong and powerful. Yeah. So there is one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good. In other churches, they add omnipotence. Okay? So I had to try that out. I walked into a Unity church. I was invited as a musician to come and sing a song or two, and I heard that affirmation. I was like, what? It was very exciting, and then that's, something I hadn't heard before. Of course, I had to dive in and then have a firsthand experience. Again, like I said, hearing the words, stating the words alone isn't going to do it. We have to practice and apply and have that personal experience, which is through prayer and meditation. To have that inner knowing, to feel ourselves aligned with our holy nature. So we can't solve anything with going through our human effort. Well, yet we do that all the time. It's exhausting, isn't it? And it's, as Wayne Dyer says, edging God out. When we use our human effort to solve problems or look for answers, it's edging God out. Ego, E-G-O. Yet we do it all the time. Now, our ego can serve us well. It helps keep us alive. It helps keep us from harm, physical harm. So we continue, because that's the human side of things. So we continue to practice using the tools that we've learned, and we return to that unity with Spirit when we know that we've missed the mark. Don't beat ourselves up. So we practice, return again and again to the land of your soul. And that is how we move from living out from our personality to living from within our individuality. Now let's look at this in a personal way. Think about your own process of awakening. Or what's happening with you right now in your growth? Is there something that's been difficult and that you notice that your human effort is trying to solve? Perhaps there's a cognitive dissonance of an old belief up against a new, more empowering belief. This is where we practice our faith, a faith in things that are unseen. So Now that you have that experience in mind, ask yourself these questions, which we have as a slide. What do I need to release or let go of? What do I need to release or let go of? How can I see this situation differently? And the last one is, what do I know to be true? What does that inner spirit, that eternal, anointed, universal Christ in me know to be true? So taking the time to pause for self-reflection and connect with that inner divinity is the key. This is how we free our mind from bondage. And it all happens on the inside, from the inside out. And then once we do that, we see things differently. They appear differently. You know, the things you look at, once you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So, if we can turn ourselves inside out and then realize that you are an individual expression of the Most High, of the real and the essence of love. And the capital T truth is that God is. You are divine. The relative experience is made up of thoughts and feelings and perceptions. And it is through centering ourselves in affirmative prayer to change our focus from the outside to the inside that we can live a different life, that we can have a different experience of life. So I want to close now with this. If you study the world's religions, you will see they all try to answer these essential questions. Who am I? Why am I here? Also, who is God? Who is Jesus? Who's the Holy Spirit? And those kinds of things. Some would say you are a sinner, born in original sin, and thus not worthy to be in the presence of God. And just like the song, who said that? Did God say that? Or does, human beings say that in their own interpretations of making God more after the human rather than being in the image of God? So what remains is that capital T truth, that you are spirit, you are divine, you have that power to see yourself and others through the darkness of the ignorant mind and into enlightenment. And this spiritual journey is that journey of the awakened soul. This is your lesson in truth, to know yourself as spirit, to know you are worthy, to know you are love and that you are loved. To stay aligned with this truth is your life's work, our life's work. So I want to share with you a daily prayer that was shared with me in my spiritual study at the Heart Gate with Anam. One of my fellow students shared this prayer, and it is should be also on the screen. I ask Holy Answer to flow freely within me this day, to radiate out through me this day. May I live this day aligned with love, so I easily listen and clearly discern what love would have me do to generate solutions for this day. Amen, right? You want to say it together? Yeah. I ask Holy Answer to flow freely from within me this day, to radiate out through me this day. And may I live this day in alignment with love, so I easily listen and clearly discern what love would have me do to generate solutions for this day. And so it is. Thank you. Now it's time for us to meditate on this, to go within for a personal experience. So let us relax in our seats. Be comfortable in where you're sitting. Feel the support of the chair underneath you, the floor under your feet. And just tune into that divine life within your mind and your body and your spirit. The divine life that is ever present. Breathing in and breathing out, we just become mindful of that. That when we breathe in and breathe out, we let go each time. We breathe in, we take in a breath, we let go. As we let go, the mind can relax, the body can relax. The mind and the heart can come together as one. And we become aware when we go to this place of the Most High that we are made of divine light and love. So I share with you this divine light invocation, which is, I am created by divine light. I am surrounded by divine light. I am sustained by divine light. I am protected by divine light. And I am ever growing in my awareness of my divine light. And as I grow in awareness of this divine light, I visualize or sense or feel that light is pouring like a fountain through the crown of the top of my head to the soles of my feet, through my spine and out through my hands. And as it comes out through my hands, my light joins with other hands of light. And together we are a radiating center of light, intelligence, wisdom, harmony, love. And just like we switch a light on to turn on the electricity current, that's all we have to do is become one with this light. And then the darkness dissolves, it disappears. So we embrace this lightness of being, this wholeness, this unity, this oneness. And we rest in this now, in the silence. As we return to the activity of the day, we bring with us this peace, this stability of being. And we know that we can always come back to it if we catch ourselves in that outer circumference of the stream. We can always come back. And for this knowing, we are grateful. And so it is. So let's take some deep breaths and wiggle your fingers and toes and move your body in whatever way makes you feel alive, alert, and enthusiastic. Yes, I'm awake, alive, and enthusiastic. Awake, alert, alive, enthusiastic. That's what the kids taught us a couple weeks ago. All right. Thank you. And Kara's going to close us out today. Oh, we do have some Lessons in Truth handouts. You can pick up some in the hallway if you like. And there are 2 books left in the bookstore.
So if our ushers will come forward. And it looks like we might need to have some volunteers as ushers. Thank you very much. We have a lot of folks traveling today that are regulars, so we appreciate those stepping up in the breach. All right, so let's all say together our prosperity blessing. Divine love expressing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
I just made something unexpected, something sharp, something new. It's not symmetrical or perfect, but it's beautiful and it's mine. What else can I do? I grow rows and rows of roses, Flor de Mayo by the mile. I make perfect practiced poses, so much hides behind my smile. What could I do if I just grew what I was feeling in the moment? What could I do if I just knew it didn't need to be perfect, just needed to be, and it let me be a hurricane of jacarandas, strangling figs, hanging vines. Come on, the Sarah fills the air as I climb and I push through. What else can I do? Can I deliver us a river of sundew? Careful, it's carnivorous, a little just won't do. I want to feel the shiver of something new. I'm so sick of pretty, I want something true, don't you? Oh, how far do these roots go down? Oh, a hurricane of jacarandas, strangling figs, who you wanna be isn't perfect, you'll still be okay. I'm coming through with time that you are, making waves, changing minds. The way is clear 'cause you're here and well, I owe this all to you. What else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do?
All right, if those amazing volunteers for ushering will come up. And together, let's bless these gifts. We give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. Thank you.
Por vida!
All right, so, okay, we do have some children coming up for us today.
Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, and.
We are walking in the light, in the light of God. In the light as the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning. We had a very special day today. We had a special guest. Yeah, want to tell them your name?
Ariana.
Yeah. Ariana is a very special guest today. We watched, we showed them what you colored, her beautiful mandala. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. And we watched some of the movie Elemental, but Ariana's seen that before. And we talked a little bit about it, and she recognized your song when we came upstairs.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Ariana.
All right, so yeah, you can go down. So yes, thank you, Mary Beth. We'll start with the thank yous for our teachers. We also had someone else volunteer today in the nursery, and so we thank you, Victoria, for joining us today. We would also like to thank the folks in the back with the audiovisual that make everybody online be able to come join us in the sanctuary. So we have Rich and Natasha, I think, today. So thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for the music that gets us through. So Ryan, Forrest, Ian, Heather, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Reverend Valerie, for your message. Thank you for all those that keep everything moving throughout the week so that we can have these services on Sunday. And a reminder, we do have a Caritas planning meeting downstairs after church. I think we were going to have it before church, but it looks like it's going to be after church. So if you can help or have never helped before and want to learn about it, please join us. It's an amazing ministry outside of these walls and part of the transforming others' lives from our own transformation. So just one more reminder there. And thank you for letting me pitch in today too as well.
Thank you.
All right, so if we have any prayer chaplains, also please join us up front. Just a reminder, they do keep everything in confidence. So just like everything that happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, everything happens with your prayer chaplain stays with your prayer chaplain. I did. We're on the same wavelength, Mary Beth. All right, so the last bit then is prayer of protection and the closing song, and we will get out of here. So together, the light of God surrounds, yes, please stand. The love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth
Ariana.